In this video, we're going to discuss type conversions. So first, we're going to talk about implicit type conversions. So this happens automatically when JavaScript converts a value from one type to another behind the scenes. So let's try an example. So I'm going to define two variables, one named letPlanet equal a string value of 7, and one called moons, which equals a number 3. So we're going to define another variable called solar system, and we're going to add planet and moons together here. We're going to console.log this and print. So many of you would probably assume that this should output the value of 10, but it actually does not. And if you want to take a guess what the value is, it is not 10. It's 73. And you might be wondering why this is occurring. Well, this is because when you are adding a numeric string value with a number, it concatenates the two. So it converts the 3 to a string value, and then the 7 and 3 are concatenated together. So it equals 73. So that is implicit type conversions. So now we're going to talk about explicit type conversions. So explicit type conversions manually convert a value from one type to another using functions or operators. So this is usually safer and more predictable than implicit conversions. So let's try an example. So I'm going to let apples equal a string value of 8. I'm going to let oranges equal 12. So what I want to do is I want to be able to numerically add these two together. So I'm going to let fruits equal number apples plus oranges. And then I'm going to console.log fruits. So using this number operator, this will convert the string value of apples to a number. So instead of a string value of 8, it'll be the number 8. And so this will be 8 plus 12 will equal 20. So we're going to try another example here as well. And this example will now show both sides of it, how to convert to a numeric and also how to convert to a string. So let's start with string to numeric again. So we're going to try this. We're going to let planet equals 7, string value of 7. So we're going to console.log this to prove that the planet is a string. It's a string. And then we're going to let planet number equal number planet. So this will convert the string to a number. I'm going to console.log this and show the type of planet number, because now you have to use this variable rather than this one, because this is a string and this is the number variable. So this will output number, and then we're going to console.log the planet number. So this will output the value of 7 as a number. So now we want to work the other way around. So I'm going to define a variable called distance, and we're going to equal this to 4,500. And then we're going to console.log, and we're going to show that this is a number. Prints out number, and now we want to convert this. So if converting a string to a number, the keyword was number, how would you assume converting a number to a string, what the keyword for that would be? So I'm going to define a variable called distance text, And if you guessed string is the conversion, you are correct. So string is the key word to convert the number to a string. So I'm going to show that this is now a string. We're going to use type of distance text. I'm going to run this, and it shows string now. And we're going to console.log distance text, and this will output a string value of 4500. So that is explicit type conversions. So now I want to go into a little bit of depth about not a number. So not a number essentially will output if something is a valid number or not. So let's get rid of this. So we're going to define a variable called letPlanetName equals Earth rocks, and I'm going to console.log this, and we're going to try to convert it to a number. So of course this is going to print out not a number, because it's attempting to convert the string into a number, but since it's not numeric, it outputs not a number. So now we're going to try something a little different. We're going to try to console.log is not a number, number, planet name. So this is basically saying, is this conversion not a number? And it's going to output true because the value is not a valid number. So that is how not a number works in JavaScript. So the last thing I want to discuss in this video are Boolean conversions. So I'm going to get rid of this, and I'm going to type Boolean conversions. So we're going to console.log Boolean with a space. And this looks like an empty string, so you would assume that it is going to output false, but it actually outputs true. So in JavaScript, a space for Boolean is always considered true. We're going to try another example now, and we're going to do Boolean Mars. So this is true as well, because in JavaScript, any non-empty string is truthly. We're going to do another example, and we're going to do Boolean is string 0. So of course, this is true because this is a string containing a character, not the actual number 0. So we're going to try another example, but we're going to try it with the actual value 0. So this is false because the number 0 is false in JavaScript. It's falsely. So remember the difference between this, because this is a string character and this is an actual number that is 0. So this is always false, this is always true in JavaScript. So let's try one more example, and we're going to try the negative number 5. So this is true because any any non-zero number, positive or negative, is true in JavaScript with respect to Boolean. So this is really important to remember. So remember, a space in JavaScript is true. Any non-empty string is truthly. A string containing a character is true. 0 is false. And any positive or negative number is true as well. So this concludes the video. If you learned something new, please like and subscribe, and I'll see you for the next video. Thank you.